paper we're publishing is the strategy of the Association of Cancer Physicians in the UK, which we've developed over the last year alongside work with other agencies, and which we have developed with patients, very much on the basis that we intend to improve outcomes for patients. The strategy's got three main goals. The first is the one that's most immediate for cancer patients who see medical oncologists. So that's about excellence and safety in medical oncology. It's about excellent multidisciplinary care. It's about making sure there are enough doctors to cover the necessary needs, increasing the numbers to about 1 per 100,000 in the next few years. And then generally delivering all of the care that falls to us at the highest possible standard. And the second main goal is that we would improve the way in which the NHS can provide services for cancer patients. So there are a number of examples in that, but the two most prominent ones, I think, are what we call acute oncology in the UK. That means that we're looking at access to specialist oncology services directly for patients and patients who may have cancer when they present. And also we're very concerned about older cancer patients and the fact that services in that area may not have been adequate, so we want to concentrate in that area and improve the outcomes there. And finally, we are the most academic of the major medical specialties in the UK, and we will continue to work very hard on the research and innovation. I think there are 2 or 3 additional key points that are worth bringing out. The first is the paper's been co-produced with patients. It's the first time in the strategic developments for us, and I think for many cancer organisations, in which we've had patients involved very closely in the development of the strategy. The goal of the strategy here has been very much set in terms of outcomes for patients. So the hope, the aspiration, is that we can work towards 70% long-term survival, 10-year survival for patients in the next couple of decades. That's an important goal. And we've tried to define the contributions to that medical oncologists can make, rather than just focus in on what medical oncologists do. So I think these are important features of the way we've gone about it. There are always pressures on funding in cancer care. Cancer care is expensive, the components of it are expensive. We have to work within a sustainable envelope. We think we can improve outcomes using the tools that are available to us. There are relatively simple things that can be done to promote early diagnosis, and there are lots of things that can be done to ensure that all patients get multidisciplinary, excellent care among existing staff. But there are 2 obvious cost pressures: staff costs. We need more people in our specialty, and they need to be more evenly spread across the country. And of course, famously and most easily measured are the drug costs, and some of the new drugs coming through are very expensive, and there will be cost pressures there without doubt. Well, we focus very hard on the question of early diagnosis. Medical oncologists are not the doctors of first contact, so at first sight, it doesn't look as though they're the people who will be speeding up first contact and diagnosis. But in reality, we can influence things quite significantly, we think, by working closely with colleagues in primary care. So we would aim to work with them to shorten diagnostic times and to re-engineer the pathways for patients. It's got to be a partnership between patients, primary care practitioners, and the oncology specialists. It's got to focus on improving outcomes, and it's got to make use of tools that are available. So options include things like direct-to-test approaches, so patients would go directly to their chest X-ray, and there's quite good evidence that that will improve the speed of diagnosis, reduce the number of people who go to A&E, and actually improve 1-year outcomes.